Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel Trading Secrets. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. For those of you who do not know, my name is Ali. I have over 20 years experience teaching accounting, economics, business and law. Through this channel I'll be providing some stock analysis and a quick update on the $1 Million Challenge. So if anybody's not aware of this is a journey of an investment of $1,000 to a return of $1 million over a period of 3 years using a strategy called compound return investing. So the objective is try to get 201 trades, each with an average return of 3.5%. It's not 201 consecutive trades, and we do take into account losses. So for further details about how to join us for little as $9 a month and also get access to our exclusive in-depth strategy video, information is available in the description below. In today's video, we're going to be providing some updates with regard to what's going on currently with FINRA, and we're also going to be looking forward to the potential final 6 days of MMTLP trading in what could be the biggest 6 days since it first started trading on the OTC market. So first of all, let's have a quick update in terms of the markets today. So headline here from Bloomberg, we can see stock strategies have seen jobs-driven sell-off sputter. So US hiring and wages top focus is still keeping pressure on the Fed. In terms of interest rates, they are still looking to be heading towards a higher peak. So overall, the markets were a little bit mixed today. And one other thing I'd like to share with you here is with regard to the house price correction. Shout out here to Lance Lambert and what he has identified here in terms of the 3-month change. We can see a very, very strong correction here. Probably the biggest correction since post-World War II. So similar thing is may be taking place in the United Kingdom, but not to this scale. But we have certainly seen significant downside in the price of houses. So let's start by having a look at the chart for today for MMTLP. So we can see here fairly stable, not much change. It almost looks like an example of barcoding, and we can see closing up just in excess of 1.49% at time of editing at $8.20. So in the past few days we have been seeing short attacks in the power hour, but today it looks like not very successful there. So let's now have a look at what's happening in terms of shorting. So just a post that I shared earlier here in terms of the data from iBorrowDesk, and we can see here 95,000 shares available to borrow, up from 7,000. So this indicates shorts are still there in full attack. They've not stepped back, and basically the question now is, are these real shares that are being used, or are they synthetic? Certainly the indication is they're going to be synthetic shares, so the suggestion now is the manipulation is still probably continuing. Let's now have a look at some recent posts by John Berder. The first one here is looking at failed to delivers, and he's tagged in Ham, and Ham was featured in the previous video, so check back the previous video for Ham, who is somebody who investigates short attacks. So the post here is basically saying, can anybody find out what the daily failed to delivers are today? Likely double the amount talked about in this article. So go ahead and check the article out. And the other post I'd like to share is here. So shout out here to Gary D, who stated, can we get legal help and for us to get a response for the legal hold-up? So this is a question for FINRA. So John has responded and said the team of attorneys are on this 24/7. George Palacaris is also all over them to stay on top of this. So this is an excellent message from John, and hopefully should give confidence to the investors. And the good news that we can see here, he's also tagged in FINRA as well. And finally, just a very recent post here that also tagging in FINRA. So what John is saying is, obviously one of my posts earlier yesterday stated that FINRA's objective is to protect investors. So John has reiterated this, yet they are allowed two nefarious actors, so we're looking at market makers there, potentially to list the Series A preferred share using ticker symbol MMTLP, approved by FINRA, using fraudulent information posted and approved on OTC markets. How is that protecting investors? So an excellent question, and I would expect FINRA to answer if they were open and honest, but in reality that will not happen. What I'd now like to share with you is a message received from one of the members, and what he stated here is, hello Ali, I just spoke with the representative of FINRA Yeah, he knows his name, but he's not going to share the name for now. But I will share a different name with you. It may be the same name, but we'll wait and see. So first of all, the person here said he is aware of the situation. So this is the person at FINRA, but could not say anything about it. The member has stated that he is a shareholder and you would like to get information. Obviously, the representative of FINRA said obviously he is aware of that, but not able to share. So we know the FINRA representative has stated he is aware of the deadline 14th of December. Technically, we could also look at the 12th of December as well, and that corporate notices need to be sent out to brokers as soon as possible so the shorts can close their position. So obviously there is concern that was expressed, there is urgency that was expressed. So he suggested I visit FINRA's website, so that looks like a dismissive response. But the investor here said, I told him what I've heard, that the majority of comments posted on the website are about MMTLP. So most people out there from the community are tagging in FINRA. So as far as I'm aware, FINRA are aware of this, but no response yet, no official response. So the bottom line is here, the representative from FINRA said he knows about the situation, and obviously there is deep interest, but he cannot comment on it. So in terms of other posts that I'd like to share with you here, shout out here to Paul Stout. So development here in terms of a name. So what Paul has stated here is he's after contacts from the FINRA corporate actions, I've informed him that the name here is Louis Cantillo, is the person at FINRA handling all questions relating to MMTLP. So Paul has left him a voice message asking him to call back. So dream on, Paul. I don't think you're going to get a call back, but thank you certainly for leaving the message, and you have done the right thing. So shout out also to Luna. He's called a representative. Louis is in a meeting. What kind of meeting? I'm not sure. I hope he's not reading magazines, and somehow I got disconnected or he clicked on me. So let's wait and see what happens. So apparently this is the person, so public profile here that I'm sharing for Louis C. There he is in the green. He says he's there, open to work. So is Louis looking for another job? If he is, maybe contact George. George may take you on, Louis, but first of all, do your job here before you leave and give us our corporate notices. And finally, shout out here to Smokey, and what Smokey has said here, there is not a regulator that is FINRA is not a regulator that is actually out for the betterment of the retail investor or the company's representative. Very strong point here. It's all backdoor deals. So this is reiterated by what John Birder said with what happened with MMTLP. Delays to help out the ones who have the real money to move a market, while all we can do is wait and watch and hope for change. So I think we are getting a bigger response. We are getting a bit more of a movement. So let's keep the pressure on. What I'd now like to do is share with you a post that I shared earlier, but the reason for this is I would like some clarification in terms of the response that I received from the Right Brain Trader. So if anybody could help me out with that. So before we get to the response, let's share the post in question. So what I stated here is we know the process is slow, but we are now very close to the finish line and everything will be fine. The exit is going to be fast, very fast, a bit like rats escaping the ship. To take a blank. So that obviously you can miss out, you can fill in the blank there, but let's have a look at the response that we're looking at. So shout out to the Right Brain Trader, and again it looks like a little bit of a cryptic response, maybe in the line of what we experienced from George. So this is the bit that I don't understand, and it's the first few words. A trip that felt like a dick in a light socket. So I'm not sure if that's something that happens. Do people put this thing in light socket? So like some clarification on that. I'm not sure if that is a thing that maybe other people do, but certainly that's the first time I've heard of that. Light sockets are used for this particular thing, but going on, it says we shall awaken on the crest of the moon. Looking back nearly 2 years in June on a ride that felt less like a rocket and more like a hot air balloon. So great response there from the Right Brain Trader, and certainly one that is making you think. And finally, I'd like to finish off by giving a shout out to our weekly watch list. This is something that's shared in advance with the Discord members prior to trading on the Monday. So let's have a look at some of the stocks that we called out. So in addition to MMTLP, we also looked at symbol COSM. COSM, this is a stock that we have been following for quite a while now, and it's been extremely volatile, and I think today it was up in excess of 35%, and also up about 7% on the week with lots of volatility. We also called out ticker symbol VEON. I think that was up in excess of 1.7% on the week. We called out ULTA, and I think that was up 6% on the week. Another good call was GOEV with news of increased CEO ownership. That was up 22%. That's a stock that we are also talking about in the Discord. Manu, there was talk about ticker symbol MANU, talk about sales talks driving up the price with potentially a buyout. That was up in excess of 7.5% on the week. And we also called out MMAT, Meta Materials. That was just down about 2% on the week, but certainly with the huge potential going forward. And finally, if you'd like to get the advanced copy of the next weekly watch list, which will be shared on Sunday prior to trading on the Monday, you can certainly join us in the Discord for as little as $9 a month. Thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned.